Why do I race? I suppose it's the chance to put myself man on man against some other guys and see whether all the training's paid off.
It's great because at the top end of the racing you've got people that are really keen, they train really hard, but then there's also people that just take part because they want to be part of the stand-up paddleboard community. So it's a real mix of abilities and real mix of age, which just makes it really good.
I love competition, I love challenging myself through training, I love competing against other people, and I would encourage anyone to give it a go.
It brings a great group together with a club like SUP that we run down here. It's all about being together, training together, and that camaraderie, whether it's male, female, whether you're on a 12-6 board, 14-foot board.
It's good to push yourself. There's always a good bunch of guys to paddle against. We're all good friends as well. Maybe not on the water, but afterwards we'll go and share a beer and have a laugh.
SUP Racing comes in loads of different formats. That's what makes it so accessible to everybody.
It's good for all ages. There's a mix. They do junior races, adult races.
Currently in the UK right now, there's a variety of events and races that anyone can take part in.
So if we start off with flat water distance, so we can paddle from one point to another on flat water, or we can have out and backs.
Races range in distance, and often within individual events they'll have different distance or different categories, so it makes it really inclusive.
When you get down to the coast, we can start to bring in a technical aspect, which usually involves a beach run into the water, round about 4 or 5 buoys, and then back in for another beach run, and then back out for your other lap. One of the most important things with any exercise is to make sure you start hydrated and you also hydrate throughout the event or throughout the actual training session.
In terms of hydration, water day to day, coconut water is a treat, and then when it comes to racing and training, you can get hydration supplements that help replace the salts.
But during the race, if we're getting over say an hour, for me personally, and it does vary person to person, up to that hour mark I can survive on water alone. But once I start to move over that, I'd have to look to include some kind of salt replacement and some carbohydrates.
When you sweat, you don't just lose fluid, but you lose sodium, but we all lose it at different levels. So one of the biggest performance indicators, if it's decreasing, is actually your sodium level. So one of the best things to do is make sure you take a sodium supplement and water. Some people are okay with water, but some people need both the supplement and water as well. So warm-up's very important. The intensity that you're going to be racing at needs to be replicated in your warm-up.
Say rule of thumb, short, sharp, fast race, you're going to have a slightly longer warm-up to get yourself prepared.
If you're going to be racing at 85% of your maximum heart rate, or zone 4 or 5, then you need to be warming up to that level.
The warm-up will include rehearsing some of the paddle strokes.
It's about doing dynamic flexibility, doing all the movements that you're going to create on that paddleboard, on the bike, on that run. So make sure that you have a look at how you're doing. So it might be squat, it might be bend to extend patterns, it might be rotation, it might be push or pull. So have a look at what you're going to be doing in the event and replicate it in your warm-up in a dynamic stretch.